I want to talk about healthy eating, and more importantly, I want to talk about how to not hate your life when you're eating healthy. I know it's really easy to feel miserable when you can't have certain foods that you want, but there are ways to make it easier on yourself so you can have a healthy lifestyle and still eat what you want every now and then. You'll get a balance and you won't be totally miserable all the time. So here's my first big tip for you. Let's talk about milk. I got some regular low-fat milk here, and I also got some unsweetened almond milk. This is what I drink, but the main reason I drink it, well, let's talk about stats. The regular low-fat dairy milk, we're talking 110 calories for a cup of it. One tiny cup. And I'm assuming you drink more than just 1 cup a day. And you're adding it to your coffee or your tea, and the calories are just going to rack up. And that's low-fat milk. If you're talking whole milk, you're going to be looking at even more calories. Even skim milk has about 100 calories per cup. Almond milk, in comparison, 35 calories per cup. So you're saving yourself big time, and you can guzzle tons of this stuff and you don't have to feel bad about it. It's also usually fortified with at least 50% more calcium than regular milk has, so you're getting more nutritional benefits out of it while saving calories. You can at the very least replace it in your cereal. Think of all the calories you'll save there, and it's great in coffee and tea. I put it in my tea every morning. Alright, so the next big thing, if you're anything like me, sometimes your sweet tooth gets out of control and you just need something indulgent to eat to satisfy that. Now the problem is that usually means you have a brownie or you have some cake, and that's not really a good idea if you're trying to eat healthy. But I have found something that literally saves my life on a daily basis, and that's Vita muffins. I get the Vita tops, which are like muffin tops, but you can also get them in like regular muffin form. These are 100 calories each. You know how many calories are in a regular muffin? At least 400. So you're saving big time. Not to mention these are fortified with vitamins, fiber, and protein, hence the name Vita muffins. And let me tell you, these are my 2 favorite flavors. This is the chocolate kind, and this is the banana chocolate chip kind. These taste so good, and they are packed with chocolate chips. You'll be eating it and you'll be like, how the heck is this only 100 calories? It can't be real. That's what I think every time, but I finally just accepted that. It is 100 calories, and they're also very low in fat as well. It's the perfect way to satisfy that sweet tooth without making you hate yourself afterwards. Most grocery stores carry them in their organic aisle. Even my grocery store has them, and my grocery store isn't the best stocked one in the entire world, so if I can find them, then you should be able to find them too. And if you can't, they have a website that you can order them from. So I know you've probably heard this a million times, but really it's important to drink a lot of water. You need to guzzle that stuff down all day long. And the fact that you're more hydrated gives you more energy and also keeps you fuller. I know if you're really stuck on soda and such, it's a hard switch to make, but drinking your calories is the biggest waste of calories you can make. A lot of people have the misconception that because it's a drink, it doesn't count, it doesn't have calories, and that's a huge lie. Even if you eat healthy all day, every day, if you're guzzling down tons of soda, doesn't matter how healthy you're eating, because that's how calories work. They don't care if they're liquid or if they're in food form. I would much rather have a slice of pizza and drink some water than just drink a soda. You know, it's all about what's more important to you. One of my biggest problems when it comes to healthy eating is my snacking. Now, I'll eat really healthy stuff for all my meals during the day. In between the time that I eat, I go and I pick on things that I shouldn't be eating, like cookies or candy or whatever's in the house, and it's such a bad habit. And I'll tell you what, it's an endless cycle. I wake up in the morning and I'm like, alright, I'm going to do this. I am not going to do any snacking today, and it'll be really awesome, and I'll feel really good about myself. 5 minutes later, I've got my hand in a package of cookies. So it's impossible to stop, but the calories add up when you're doing that. I've learned to accept the fact that I get hungry 5 seconds after every meal and I need to snack. But what I don't have to accept is that I need to snack on stuff like chocolate. I can go and just grab some grapes from the fridge or maybe a handful of nuts, and that is so much better for me than going and nibbling on a cookie. One other big problem that people have when it comes to eating healthy is that they say they get bored with the food, and it's very easy for that to happen when it comes to healthy eating. However, even if you're eating healthy or unhealthy, you're gonna get bored if you're eating the same thing every single day all the time. You gotta learn to switch it up and to come up with new recipes. So for example, you're thinking, well, I gotta eat lean chicken, so then you wind up eating grilled chicken every single night and you're like, oh my god, I hate my life. Switch it up. Make some chicken and put it into a nice healthy salad. Saute it with vegetables. Use different kinds of seasonings for it. Here's a newsflash. Herbs, there's a gajillion of them out there and they aren't gonna cost you any calories, so you can totally add flavor without adding tons of calories to whatever it is that you're cooking. You just gotta learn different ways to work with the foods that you like. And you can start looking at alternative forms of protein, because even lean meat just tends to have a lot of calories. So that means you should look at things like eggs. Eggs aren't just for breakfast. I've eaten them at all 3 meals of the day and I love it. They're so good for you and super duper low calorie, not to mention they're easy to make. Beans are also awesome. There's so much that you can do with them. In fact, you can find a recipe for low-cal, zesty black bean tacos on my website, and those things are delicious. I gobble those down at least once a week. I make those for myself. Also, for you meat eaters who just gotta have your meat, I know you guys really like your burgers, but a great way to switch that up and eat healthy is to eat veggie burgers. Get the frozen ones from the grocery store. My personal favorite are the Morningstar veggie burgers. My mother, she's in the other room right now, she is the biggest burger fanatic I've ever met in my life, but I've turned her into a veggie burger convert. She eats those veggie burgers like they're going out of style. So now I actually have to share with her, which is the one downside. But they're all under 200 calories, all the varieties that I buy. Plus, you don't have to just make them as a veggie burger between buns or whatever. You can make them into a wrap, and I have a recipe like that available on my website. A really zesty veggie burger wrap that has lettuce and cheese and the veggie burger all in a pita. It's so good. The most important thing about not hating your life when it comes to eating healthy is to remember that you are not on a diet. There are plenty of ways to eat really substantially and really deliciously and make yourself happy too, all while being healthy. But because healthy eating is a lifestyle, that also means you don't completely cut out the foods that you love. For example, I am crazy about pizza, so you know what? I eat pizza once a week. Who gives a crap? Do I eat it every single night? Most certainly not. I would be like 500 pounds if I did that. So figure out what works with your lifestyle and don't cut out the foods that you love. The key thing is moderation. Skinniness is not correlated with health necessarily. There can be really skinny people who are in really poor shape, just like there can be larger people who are really healthy and happy with themselves. Think about this. Not everyone in the world has the opportunity to eat healthy. Some people don't even have enough to eat, period. And if you need some delicious recipes to get you going on this healthy eating, then you can head over to the Healthy Cookie page on my website. You go to recipes, the drop down menu, and then you go down to Healthy Cookie and click that, and I've got tons of recipes that are really good for you and so delicious. So I hope this has helped. If you have any more questions about healthy eating, you can feel free to ask me. Just send me a comment, send me an email. I'll be happy to reply for you. Thank you for joining me for our little chat session about healthy eating.